Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Cassie, Dust to Roses. Okay, so this morning is a dark and cloudy and rainy and cold day, but I have a new journal to flip through with you guys, so I wanted to come on and show you that I am going to a funeral later today, and so I wanted to do something to just kind of cheer myself up a little bit. He was a dear friend to our family and will be sorely missed. But anyway, so this is my first Christmas journal, and I'm actually going to post another video today letting you guys help me pick my next cover for my next Christmas journal. So without further ado, I do want to do a flip through of this one with you guys. Hey, get out of there, baby. Okay, so just talking about the cover, it is a vintage book cover that I got from Heirloom Pages. Thank you so much, Sue. If you guys have not checked her out, she has the most gorgeous books. Sorry, toddlers. The most gorgeous books, and yeah, so I used one of the books that I got from her for this journal. It's obviously a vintage reader. I did seal it because it was starting to fray, so it's got a couple of coats of Mod Podge to keep everything together. And then I did use the metal corners, so you can see on the back here it was really worn, especially on this bottom one. So hopefully it's not going to come apart anymore, but it does have a lot of character, and only character like that can come from true aging. So yeah, so then on the spine, it has this gorgeous metallic floral fabric, and then obviously the dark sky is not doing that justice, but is so beautiful. And then just some vintage gold rickrack there. So, and then it is 3 signatures, and they're sewn in with just black embroidery floss. The tie is a like velvet ribbon, and then I have just held on this little pennant that came off of a vintage necklace that I had. But the chain broke, so now it is part of a journal. Okay, so going inside, I have made this super cute book plate. Just embellished it with some little jewels there. And then this is, what are they called? A brad, but it's snowflake, obviously. So, and then the inside cover is a Tim Holtz paper. Okay, so then on the front, on the 3 signatures, I've included my large front and back pockets that I like to make, and each one has or should have something in it. And then in the front one, I have included this envelope or letter that is in German. So I have no idea what it says, but it was dated 30th December, so, but the stamp was cut off, and so I just, like, took an idea from Luna Rosu. Love Sheena's channel. If you haven't checked her out, definitely do that. But I just made, like, a little fabric collage with some buttons, and added on a vintage Christmas stamp. So that just goes inside the little front pocket here. And then here is the first little tuck spot. I've made this tag out of a page that was actually from this book. And then this, oh, I forgot to mention this. This is a design team project for Lorna at TaylorMadeJournals. And so throughout, I've used a ton of her ephemera pieces, so I'll try my best to point those out. And then on this page, I have included a true vintage postcard, and it is actually for Christmas. So the sender wrote Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And so yeah, that's it's a French postcard, and then a vintage calling card there. So those just clip on here, and this clip I actually used. It used to be a pair of earrings, and I lost one, as you know, happens after time. And so I've just used the other as a little charm here. And then this is just a green stub that I thought looked nice with the, you know, typing and the colors. Looked nice. So yeah. Okay, so I've included a lot of blank space in this journal, but also I have collaged on many of the pages too. So I think there are 86 pages total. I think you'd think that I would start counting before, but I didn't again. So I'll post that in the description box. But here's a little 3-page or a 3-pocket tuck that I made from some vintage book page. And inside I've just included some various scraps and things that I thought kind of looked nice tucked in. And then a couple of vintage tickets, and then a tag that I made that's just blank on the back. And then this is a piece from Lorna, and then I've used a little scrap from her kit also, and then some true vintage ledger and a stamp. Anyway, collaging. More collaging. I've got a little piece from Lorna's kit, which I have hand distressed, tore the edges, inked it, all of that. This is a page from Edith Holden's book, and then on the back I've added this little fabric tab, which is the same fabric that I used for the spine. This is a vellum sheet, and on the back side, obviously it's the center of the signature. On the back side I've done some collaging that just kind of peeks through there. And then there's the other side of that Edith Holden book. This is a page from the December section of the Diary of an Edwardian Lady. And then this is a, oh my gosh, I love this one. It's like kids having a snowball fight. And this is a piece from Lorna's kit also that I just distressed. This is a piece of vintage lined paper that I just added in. You can use it however you'd like. This is a check matchbook cover, which was red. I just wanted to break up this huge brown section with like some bright pops of red. Plus we've got this little tab peeking through from the next page. So yeah. And then this is Tim Holtz paper. This is a piece from Lorna's kit, which I did not distress as much. All of it has been coffee stained to some extent. Obviously you can stain it some more if you want. And then this is just a little tag that I made, and I tied the ribbon on like that, so it looks like it's upright when it's tucked in. And then I just want to show you guys a close-up of this little tab. So, ooh, sorry, I'm knocking the camera all over. Okay, it's got this little organza rose, and then some vintage lace, and a little key, and some little jewels there. So I love this little tab. That might be my favorite of the tabs. And then on this side, I've just created a tuck with some vintage music, and then inside just included this little card. You can use however you like, as usual. And then this is a piece from Lorna's kit that obviously I've distressed. Anything that is not true vintage or reproduced, I tried to distress it so that it would look older. And then this is just a vintage card that is green, and so I thought it was nice, a nice pop of color. There's so much like neutral tones and, you know, anyway. Okay, so, oh, and then on this, these are, neither one are vintage, and then this is actually raised. And then this is just some collaging. I got this from Lorna's kit. This is a giant lace pocket that I have tucked in a couple of pieces from Lorna's kit. And I will link all the kits that I pulled from, or try to, in the description box so that you'll be able to find those. I did just tuck in this brown paper bag because I thought it looked so pretty, like peeking through this lace. So obviously you can take it out. It's not attached in any way. It's just tucked in. Okay, and then on this page, I've done some more collaging. And then this tag, I used a piece of that same gold rickrack from the cover. And it's just, I stitched the tab together, and then I just glue them on so that there's no like random stitching on the other side. If it's a pocket, obviously I have stitched through the pages, but tabs I try to glue on so that they're not, yeah, the stitching thing. And then in this pocket, I have included this giant, well, not really giant, but this folder that I used with Tina's tutorial, or I made using Tina's tutorial. She posted earlier this week, I think. But I thought it turned out really cute. And yeah, so that's just tucked in here. And you can take it out, obviously, and use it for snail mail, or in this journal, or another one. Totally up to you. In this pocket, I have included an altered envelope that was just some junk mail that I got, but I covered it in coffee dyed paper and then vintage paper scraps on the other side. I did some collaging, and then a gold star and some fabric there. And then on the inside, I've just tucked in a scrap of paper so that you can see some ledger writing peeking through the little window. Okay, and then this page is a vintage dictionary page, and I've just stapled on this tab, which is a milk cap and some lace. And then on the back side, you can see all the Christmas things definition. And then I have used this vintage map to create some pockets for the journal. So this map page is actually from a 1960s atlas that I've had. And then this is from Lorna's kit. But this page was just an extra in that book. And so I just took it out and turned it into some pockets. Yeah, and then that's just a little tag that I made. And then some more collaging. This is actually fabric ribbon. And then in this pocket, I have a true vintage photo of some girls in the snow with a puppy. And so I just thought that was so cute, and I wanted to include it in this journal. And then there is a little vintage gift tag that I just dropped. So yeah, a true vintage gift tag that I wanted to include. Thought it was so cute, and it's brand new, so you can use it if you want on your own presents. And then just some lined like ledger paper. Sorry, it's not focusing. Okay, and then some more collaging. I've used a little ticket that's been punched, and then paper doily, more journaling space, some card scraps, one of which I turned into a tag, and you can use those however you'd like. This may be my favorite tuck. It's asymmetric, obviously, and I used a reproduced vintage picture from Lorna's kit and some pretty trim, and I just love all the texture that is going on here in this on this page. And then just some more journaling space, collage. And then on this page, I created a big tuck spot. I've included this little tag, which is not vintage, but it's still cute. This is a piece from Lorna's kit, as is the Santa. So both of these are reproduced ephemera pieces. And then just a vintage stamp there, held on by a paper clip. And then I've got a couple of ephemera pieces from Lorna's kit. So I love her pieces because you can literally just print them, coffee stain, and include them as like journaling cards. So they're kind of perfect. So yeah, you can use these obviously for your own journaling or Happy Mail or whatever you want to do. But yeah, those two go in that pocket, and just some collaging there. Journaling space, there's the back side of that map page. And then more pieces from Lorna's kit. I love this one, this little girl on a sled with, I guess, some holly maybe of some kind. And then a piece of date book page. And then on this page, I've included this illustration from a vintage book page, which I'm trying to get it to focus. Gorgeous, and it says Joseph and Mary arrive at the end. So this was the night that Christ was born. And obviously I just cut it out, so it's raw. You can use that however you'd like. I just loved it as is, so I put it in this little tuck, again asymmetric, and it says a joyful Christmas. So love this page too, because that's what Christmas is all about, right? The birth of Christ. Okay, so then on this page, I put just a reproduced ephemera there as a collage. And then in this pocket, I have tucked a little reproduced, again, from Lorna's kit, little calendar sheet. And then this pocket is blank, but I will tuck something in that pocket before sending it, sending the journal out. This is reproduced ephemera that, again, I've hand distressed to look older, and I just loved the detail in this. Let's see if it'll focus. So it's an advertisement for a stocking that comes stuffed with presents, and it's only 50 cents. And then this is just a little music sheet, again, reproduced from Lorna's kit. Love, love, love that kit. I will, again, try to post links to all of the kits that I pulled from. This is a part of her Christmas photos kit. Yeah, so I think this is Vintage Christmas and also Vintage Christmas. I think she has two Vintage Christmas kits. Here's another, here's another little tab that I made out of some vintage ribbon. I love this. It's got velvet and like kind of a metallic ribbon or lace on the edge. So I made a tab out of that. Some more collaging, Christmas ephemera, Christmas kitchen ephemera. So I've included a recipe card, and I have more of these, and I actually want to include a recipe that my family eats every Christmas. So you can use that yourself. But yeah, and then this is again from Lorna's kit. So I'll include another recipe card just like this, but written on with my own recipe. And then this is another vellum sheet, and then here's a lace tip-in. This is vintage lace, and I've just added some buttons here to keep it from flopping around as much, I guess. And just some journaling space on the back. This is made from a vintage envelope, and inside, obviously it's an envelope, so it came from a letter, so I had to include some little holiday mail ephemera, again from Lorna's kit. So, and then here's a red tag exactly like the green one that you saw earlier. Just some more collaging. This is a Tim Holtz paper. I tried to include a lot of coffee stained papers just because it's easier to write on, I feel. But I do include just some contrasting pattern papers here and there. Here's the back side of that envelope. Just some more reproduced ephemera from Lorna's kit. This is a vintage book or music sheet that's like authentic vintage there. And then this is another check matchbook cover and some more of that French ledger. And then this is from an antiques pricing guide that I just loved that advertisement, so I included that. And then more journaling space. This is a page from my digital kit, which I'll include the link in case you want to download that. And then this is from Lorna's kit. And then that's a scrap from the Tim Holtz page that you saw a few pages back. But I just love the script and like all the mixed textures there, and how they look together. So, and there's the other side of that vellum sheet. And then on this page, I've included a reproduced vintage postcard. It's not vintage, but it looks vintage and it's dated as if it were vintage. And then here is a sheet from a Sears Roebuck catalog from 1908. And it's just the pages for all the toy games and dolls. So I love that, and I felt like that fit with Christmas because Christmas presents. And then here's the Christmas tree where all the presents go. So those just tuck in there. Okay, almost done. Here is Santa. He's not vintage, but looks vintage, obviously. And then some more of that French ledger and some book page collage there. This is my only matchbook cover that I have included. And it is actually a tuck spot on both sides, although I do not have anything actually tucked in. And then here is another piece of reproduced ephemera from Lorna's kit. Thank you, Lorna, for trusting me to be on your design team. I have had so much fun making this journal with your ephemera. Like, it just makes my job so easy. Yeah, so, and then here is another last piece there that I've distressed. So a little torn and tattered edges and folds and staining. And that just tucks in right here. So no library pocket on this one, because she was so chunky already. So I have left the back cover blank. I will add my little handmade sticker and my signature on the back inside cover. But that is my journal. She will be available on my new shop page, which I'll link below, tomorrow morning in Central Standard Time. So I'll try to post her around 10 o'clock Central. And yeah, so watch out for the other video that I'll be posting later today having you guys vote for my next journal cover. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and have a really great day. Bye.